All right, now, I want to show you the NRL ad. I think this is good. I think it's empowering. Look, you'll see a couple of bits in it where some people are going to have their problems with it. But, look, I'll show you as much of it as we can. They're not paying us to show it, so there's only so much we will. But it's basically 30 years on from the 1990s when Tina Turner's Simply the Best song was out, and how that inspired kids to get involved in rugby league. The mid-90s fight about Super League. Little girls seeing women playing the sport now and such and such. I like it. It's a good idea. Have a look.
Call you, I need you, my heart's on fire. You come to me wild and wild.
Gathered today as the Super League war tears the code apart.
And it can't be wrong. Take my heart and make it strong.
You're simply the best, better than all the rest, better than anyone I've ever met.
Each time you leave me,
Brigginshaw takes them on.
Welcome, Warriors. Workers march today in protest.
Andrew John inside for Elder. Elder to Shaw. Newcastle. Dancing in the streets of Newcastle. Coming up inside. Now inside. He hits it. He goes. He's got the field goal.
Big moment for equality.
Cameron Smith. 400 games. What a milestone. What an inspiration.
Now, I noticed that Paul Kent, who I respect very much, host of NRL 360 over there on Fox Sports, he doesn't like it at all, ripped into it on the Telegraph's website this evening, saying that essentially it's sort of box-ticking of all of the identity things, and largely I would jump onto those things, but I've got to say, I think this is pretty cleverly done, Rowan. I mean, as the old ad man, we'll get to the outsiders ad man in a second, but as an ad man, the idea of it's pulled together all of these lovely trigger memories. It shows how a little kid can be inspired running around a very suburban house. I liked it. I love it. What do you think?
It's a great ad, and it does all the right things about harking back to, well, they haven't. It's like when the tourism ads hark back to Hogan or whatever. They're harking back to an era which was great for the game, which was the best ad they ever did, and they've gone, why? And they would have, their research groups, their focus groups would have said, why can't you just run that ad again? And they've gone, how do we do it? Someone's had a very clever idea. Okay, remember these things aren't just done by one person, they're done by a committee. Someone's had a very good idea, the copywriter or art director has gone, I know, let's show the kids watching it, they grow up and then they play, they're going, fantastic, that was the idea. But then someone else around the committee room goes, ooh, but we've got to get in the Aboriginal thing, and we've got to get in the Sheilas, and we've got to get in this.
The same-sex kisses.
We've got to do that. And they've all gone, oh yeah, they've all looked around the room nervously at each other and gone, oh, and the copywriter's been told, get an Aboriginal guy in there with the flag on his back. Get a woman in there, get a Sheila running through at the end. And they've been told all this, so they've gone away and they've rewritten it. And to me, I'm sorry, Paul, I think it's a terrific ad, but they've utterly destroyed it with that ridiculous shot with the flag on the back. They even use the emotion of the moment. They stop the song, linger on the back of the guy with the Aboriginal flag on his back, goes to silence, you sit there, whoa, the little girl goes, simply the best, okay, and then you kick off. Why bring politics into something like this at a time when politics is dividing the game? When you've had talkback radios going berserk, when you've had people going, you know, we're not going to sing the anthem, we're not going to do this, we're going to play this, we're going to have this flag. Why on earth would you bring politics into a terrific ad like that?
Fair enough. Go work, go bro.
Wow. Wow.
I've got an idea.
Jenna, as the non-rugby league lady.
Yeah,
sorry, I think they're the game that has such a terrible, terrible reputation off the field, because I think I can count on one hand or two hands how many players have been over to Bali lately and got pissed and belted up a couple of security guards and people. So they need everything they can to draw the attention away from those sort of off-field antics and bring it back to this sort of stuff where the symbolism is heavy and the emotion is strong, to focus on the game. And Tina Turner's
But they're not
banger,
focusing
it's
on the
brilliant.
game. They're not focusing on the game, Jenna. They're focusing on Indigenous politics and
what the
activism.
game is all
That is
about
the
now.
key focus of the game. So you've just defeated your own argument. Absolutely, they should be focusing on the game, but they're not. Yeah. They've allowed politics and identity politics of the worst kind to come into the.
I mean they've shoehorned in the same-sex kiss as a great moment for equality, and I don't believe that's an actual bit of.
The whole
well, I don't think it's an actual bit of commentary. I think they've faked it and put it in.
I thought it was fun. I don't know why everyone's getting so upset.
I'm not. I'm saying. I know. I'm going to comment from the audience. More people watching will agree with me than you and I.
How can I be offended now? What's the next thing to offend me?
I'm saying
I'm not offended by the ad. Why would you stir up political agitation and divisiveness when you should be using the game to bring Australians together? Why would you deliberately
I tell you what
do that?
I like most about the ad, right? And look, I don't think that it's a perfect ad, but what I like most about the ad is that, unlike 99% of commercial messages that you get seen, there are endless celebrations of suburbia in that ad.
Yeah, I love
all
of that.
I love that it's not dad's
Absolutely.
a dickhead, or you know, mum's rolling her eyes at idiot dad, or the kids are. It's like, you know what? Because I mean, certainly I recognise that childhood of being the little kid who just with a footy would be wearing his footy jersey all day. Sure, didn't get to play 400 games in the NRL, but the idea of being, of how important TV is in your house, about how for wrestling with your brother or your sister in the backyard, and I love all of that stuff.
I agree with 100%
There's some,
with that, and absolutely.